Hey guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. My name is DeLady Designer and we are back with another speed build video of our city zoo. And in this episode, we're going to build a llama petting zoo. Yes, I know, I mentioned I wanted to build the black jaguar habitat to finish off the dome. But you guys, oh my goodness, I got so many comments. May I first of all thank you guys so much for your incredible support. In every video, you guys are so amazing. And I was reading the comments and so many of you were asking like, please make a llama petting zoo. I would love to see a llama petting zoo. So here it is. I really wanted to do something with it. I started building yesterday on a totally different build for the llamas and I really wasn't happy with it. I tried to inspire it a little bit of the petting zoo I grew up with as a kid. And that wasn't really a llama petting zoo, but just a normal petting zoo with like goats and small little horses and pigs and those kind of animals. But I tried to use that building as inspiration, but I really wasn't happy with it and I wasn't really able to manage to really get that feeling of a petting zoo. So I scrapped it all and then I realized that someone in my Discord server mentioned that he knew a trick to be able to create a walkthrough habitat for basically any animal in the game. And how he did that was just to use the track for the cars, for example, just lower it right underneath the path you create, and then the animals would still be able to walk over the path, but also the guests would be able to just walk over the path without running away. Now, it doesn't really work super perfect, so at some specific areas the guests would still run away, but overall, mostly the guests, when they enter the habitat, they are just able to walk around and look at the llamas and just have some fun, and then at some little area then they would run away. It's really weird, but it mostly works, so I will definitely show you guys at the end of this video how this is working. So you can also create a petting zoo where your guests can really walk through the habitat, which is just really awesome to see. I also added the Indian Peafowl in this habitat just to get a little bit more of the feeling of a petting zoo. I don't really feel too much to add so many different animals we have right now in the game to this habitat too, because I don't know, with every other animal we have in the game, for like the doll sheeps, I don't really feel like they should be in here. I really would love to see like real sheeps or like real goats, those kind of animals. And for llamas, like in real life, you see petting zoos for llamas, so it makes sense. I'm not really sure why Frontier didn't create those animals to be able to just walk through the habitat by itself. Maybe because they're spitting or that they're pretty strong animals and they do fight a lot in the game, but I don't know. Like, I think llamas and alpacas, they're called, if I'm right. Those are like animals that you would see in a petting zoo as far as I know. I've never been there myself, but I heard a lot of people talking about this, so I assume that is right, but correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, but regarding the other animals, I just don't really feel like I wanted to add them to this habitat. So we only have the llamas and the Indian Peafowl in this habitat. And this building is basically inspired now by the Leipzig Zoo, which we also use for the entrance of this zoo. And I saw this building like a long while ago and I really wanted to use it for some specific habitat and I wasn't really sure. And I think this is the right area to use it for. So in Leipzig Zoo, they really used it for the Anoa and Warty pig habitat. I hope I pronounced that right. And I think if I saw it right, they actually used this for 2 different habitats and separated it for 2 different animals as a shelter. But for this occasion, I just wanted to use this whole thing as a shelter for the llamas and the Indian Peafowl. Also, the guests would potentially be able to walk through this shelter area, but they're not really using that specific area. But that's okay. I think it's already a lot of fun to see the guests walking around at the the outdoor section of the building. And also you still have people that just are a little bit afraid to go inside of the habitat, so they're looking from the fences. I used a lot of the decorations like we did around is it the springbok? I think it's the springbok and the bungo's habitat. So I used a lot because this is right next to it. As I said in the previous episode, I didn't really feel like I wanted to add the llamas inside of our dome. I think this is just a very nice spot for the llamas, even though they're not from the African region like many of the animals, but also the Indian peafowl isn't. But the Indian peafowl is an animal you would definitely see in a lot of petting zoos, and also in a lot of zoos just walking and roaming around at some specific area. So yeah, I really feel the Indian peafowl definitely fits here, but I also feel like that we will add the Indian peafowl in a later stage at other habitats too. So it's not like, oh, we now have the Indian peafowl, so we're not going to add it anywhere else, because I know that a lot of you guys were asking for the Indian peafowl, and I just really feel they really fit in this habitat too. So yeah, we have the Indian peafowl and the llamas in this habitat now. When it comes to the habitat itself, like the bushes, I normally really overdo it with a lot of trees and a lot of bushes, but for this occasion I decided to go a bit more with like a grassy area. I did add a few trees and a few bushes, but I really didn't want to go like crazy this time. So that is basically also a little bit inspired by the petting zoo I grew up with. Like they just had a very big grass area right next to the building with just a lot of grass and just one or two trees. So that is the inspiration I got for it. And also the llamas, they're not really happy with too many trees and bushes. So I think it fits. I really hope you guys like it. And it's a little bit different than I normally do because I just really love the lushy areas. But for now, we use just a lot of the grass and stuff. I do have to say I had some issues with the entrance for the llamas to this building. For some reason they just really didn't want to walk through it. I really had to move a lot of things and remove some pillars and stuff because I don't know what it is. For some reason they needed a little bit more than the opening we got, but I don't think you guys would really notice it. And for the indoor section, I just used a little bit of the Asian wood to create a bit more of a stables feeling. I still kept a lot of the limestone in, so to keep it in the same style as the outdoor section. I didn't really do too much on the indoor section, but it's just nice and clean, and we have some hay and there are some water pipes to hide them away, and we also have a little water section on the outside for the llamas and the Indian peafowl to drink from if they want to. So yeah, without further talking, just enjoy the rest of this speed build video, and I will see you guys at the end of this video to show you guys around. So to give you guys an idea, this is the gorilla habitat and the orangutan habitat right over here. We have the pygmy hippo and the rhino on that side. And right over here we have the llama petting zoo together with the beautiful Indian peafowls. And well, the guests, as I said, they are able to look right over here from behind the fences, but they're also able to walk inside of this habitat, which is just super cool. And they have a little water section right over here to drink. I'm not really sure I don't think they can swim in here. No, it's very, very shallow, but they can just refresh here and cool down if they want to. They have a sprinkler right over here. And yeah, the building, as I said, is inspired by Leipzig Zoo of a habitat there, and I really love the building. It's pretty simple, but the roofs are pretty interesting still, so that's really cool. And it's just really awesome to see the guests walking around here. There is one specific area right over here. When they walk there, they start to run, and it's really hard to cover. I will show you guys the tracks in just a minute. So right over here is the entrance of the habitat. So when the guests walk through here, the gates would actually open, which is just really cool. I don't really think that we will see that just now. And the guests would potentially be able to walk through this shelter area if they want to, like for example when there's a little baby llama being born or anything like that, then yeah, well, maybe the guests would walk inside with the keeper, of course, to watch them and to see if everything goes right. And yeah, it's just really nice to see the guests on all sides now and just standing here. And how I did this, so you build this path. I will link this video of the just Goran, I think he's called, from my Discord server, and he made a short little video how to do this, but I will show you guys that there is this car track right underneath this path. I built a few of them and they are overlapping, and so yeah, basically because of the cars when they drive, and yeah, it gives the feeling that the people are safe, just like when they would be driving a car. So it's actually just tricking the system, because if you don't have these tracks, the guests would definitely only run away. But for now, like there are some little peaks that I would hide away with some more tracks if possible, to make sure that the guests would never run away. I really do hope that Frontier will change this in a later stage, because yeah, it's just super cool to have this walk-in habitat for the llamas. I think that's just really awesome. Look at them, they're so snobby. I love them, they're so adorable and so fluffy. I don't have any babies in here yet, but hopefully we will see them in the future too. And this one is just walking around with its toy. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. So yeah, it's basically a pretty more boring, empty habitat compared to what I usually do with like a lot of trees and flowers, but for this one I wanted to keep it a little bit more empty for the llamas to enjoy, because I don't really like too much bushes and trees. They don't really like these trees at all, but that's just a side note. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of this petting zoo for our llamas. And leave a like at the video if you guys enjoyed, and subscribe of course if you haven't already. And I just really hope to see you guys all in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye guys!